Okay guys, so today I'm going to teach you guys how to render. After you have your wheel and your custom spokes, the game plan is to teach you how to make this thing look even cooler. So the first thing you got to do is, after you have built it, you're going to start applying some appearances to it. The basic and the easy way to do that is just to press A on your keyboard, but you could also go into each one of these bodies, and again yours is going to probably be just showing bodies itself over here. If you open that up, you're going to see the multiple pieces that you've created. You have to be in the model or the design kind of tab here, but after you're through this, you can right click. If you don't want to press A, you can just press appearance. Within here, you're going to see that there are numerous lists and lists and lists of different types of materials and that kind of stuff that you can use. I don't care what you make it out of. For the sake of just looking at this stuff, I'll do some brass here in the middle, and you just take the object that you want, drag and drop it. Some of these you'll see the little arrow, you may have to download them from the internet, it's no big deal. I'll do aluminum just for fun here, and then I'll make glass. Let's do smooth texture, drag and drop. And mine have multiple bodies. Some of yours might, some of yours might not. Kind of depends on what your design was and how you made it. Let's do aluminum anodized for this one, just to give you crazy colors. After you're done with that, you kind of position this so that it is about here, just to make it so that you can trap all the light later on. I'll show you what I mean in a sec here. But after you're done with all this and you have all your appearances, you drop down over here where it says design, and you're going to see render. Go ahead and click render, and you're going to come onto this world that basically allows you to capture light, exposure, environments, all that kind of stuff. So mine and yours in default might come up a little different, but mine is in this plaza thing, and I'm going to show you how to change all that today. So you're going to go into the little Pixar kind of lamp here. When you select that, you're going to come up with this big browser. The first thing I would mess with is the environment or the solid color. You can have a solid color, you don't have to have an environment, and you can change what color you have, but I would choose an environment. Environments are over here in this next tab. So you're going to see environments that you can choose from, and to make these actually apply, you basically drag the same way and click it in here. It might take a 10-15 seconds on yours, but just give it time and it'll work. So then you can go back to settings, and you can adjust a million different things in here. So the first thing I would do after environments is I would do position. And position allows you to rotate the object according to the actual atmosphere that you're in, or in this case environment. And I would make it so that the shadows are kind of behind me. Ground scale is basically making it smaller or bigger. Just make it so that it's to scale, makes it look pretty. Brightness is the next thing. Brightness kind of goes along with just how much light is actually in the piece. Ground plane, I would leave that, because what it does is it automatically makes the part attached to the ground. Flattened ground is the same kind of concept. It combines these two. Reflections are only if you need reflections. If I move this up, you'll see that it reflects, but I don't know how many of you guys know that stone doesn't reflect. Camera in this case. Orthographic, you can change these, and same as you can in the other environment, kind of rotate them around. I always like perspective, because then you can change the focal length. The focal length kind of adjusts your perspective of the view itself, and it kind of gives it a cool vibe. Exposure is just basically how much light is being absorbed into the part. Depth of field is kind of, I like to call it like portrait mode. It determines what's going to be in focus, and then your blur is what's going to be out of focus. I wouldn't mess with blur too much, because it gets really, it makes it look way too blurry, way too fast. So I wouldn't mess with that. Let's see. So I'm done with that. I make it look really cool, make it position kind of where I want it to position, and then I'm good. I'm ready to go. Yours might actually have this up too. I minimize that just so that I can have a bigger view of what I'm looking at. So after I get it perfect, don't press the teapot. Do not press the teapot. Press the play sign here. And after approximately, maybe 3-4 minutes, you're going to see this really come to light and really make it look as realistic as you would see it in the real world. You can adjust this toolbar down here to how detailed you want it to be. I would stick to final as my max. I wouldn't go to infinity, just because it kind of crashes the computer. But as you can see, as I'm talking here, the longer I wait, the prettier it gets. And you can see it's going to be a little too blurry even with that little blur I had, so I can stop it, go back to that light, take that blur all the way off, press close, press play, and you'll see it really just show those materials that I did. And the see-through